Groundbreaker weapon.
Rizzo's lemon slap. Slap your whole family tonight.
Right over here. Let's. Nothing in here. Bathroom. Oh. Ha ha. Up though. Squatter's Journal. I served 2 corporate freighters before I got stranded here. Everyone heard my sob story, but no one's listening. To them, I'm just background radiation. It wasn't my fault the captain decided to take off early. It wasn't my fault no one checked the cruise manifest. It wasn't my fault they replaced me with a full-timer. Now I'm filthy, bitless, and bedless. As far as anyone's concerned, I'm groundbreaker trash, and that's how I live. And if no one agrees to take me on as a crew, I suppose that's how I die. A big maze. Oh, I'm into the lab. Medical bay key card. Nice. Doesn't get to me where I wanted to go, though. I know, I'll have to get over there.
This is Halcyon News. We interrupt the advertisement for the following story. Remember Auntie Cleo? Because she remembers you. When you were sick, who took your temperature? When you were hungry,
I have no idea.
who gave you a needle full of flour?
Is this so hard for me to find?
Rizzo's purple berry punch. You want punch? Your punch right here.
Get that way. Not in here. Can't open that. Really good.
Echo!
That was a difficult place to find. Ah, there's the barred door. All right. Gonna get a weapon bench. Prismatic hammer. Prismatic hammer. Two-handed. 72 damage. What it looked like.
Sure, on my way.
With batteries on them and everything. Logs. Discovery. While rummaging through the back bays, I discovered a very old Hammersmith crate that seemed to have been sealed for a very long time. A bit of elbow grease and determination. Determination pried it open. I couldn't make head or tails of my discovery, a prototype hammer. I didn't know Hammersmith actually made hammers. But I've brought it back to my lab for a closer look. How strangely it grows. Trail in its wake lingers when my eyes are closed. I spent more time on the hammer. Its internal workings are state-of-the-art. Thermal, electrical, and chemical systems all working in harmony. However, how is this even possible? The weapon is a breakthrough in circuitry and engineering, and many of the systems appear rigged against tampering. There's a curious energy signature swirling about the weapon, though I've yet to identify the source. The air taste of copper, and I have lost several teeth. I've had the most sublime prismatic dreams since I invited the hammer into my bedchamber. Yuck. Never mind that for now. Good news first, the energy signature matches Blondiets? Blondos? Exclusive N-rays, raising the hammer elemental properties to 4 shock, plasma, corrosion, and radiation. Now for the bad, in my attempts to neuter the self-destruct functionality, I inadvertently caused a small fire. The hammer manual controls may never function again. Swinging it seems to be the only way of cycling through the elemental modes. Must take greater care with future experiments. I've taken the liberty to locking myself in the workshop. My tinkering were all for naught. This is no prototype. I'm simply too flawed to recognize its perfections. A hammer is a lesson, a symbol. It whispers to me that disorder rules all things. But with a little ambition, and we can harness that power. Only by inflicting chaos upon others can we transmute the order into harmony. That is a lesson Halcyon is not ready to hear. Kind of neat finding a secret lab. Alright, we got to talk to the doctor. There are shipments along the way. Probably
Purple berry crunch.
the monarch.
Gel flakes and purple berry flavor.
You.
Were I a gambling woman, I'd wager you're responsible for my mechanical safe return. I can't thank you enough.
Awesome. Achievement. Alright, so I'm assuming we go to Groundbreaker for... Oh, these people leveled up. Let's see. He has... Grenade launcher. 30% chance to reset ability cooldown. 30% companion ability damage. Swaps weapons and reloads much faster. Felix is in a party. Here, credits deal bonus damage to corporate enemies. We'll do that one. Reload speed. Party. I need to switch your weapon out. When Pavarti performs her ability, try that one. Stonebreaker. Any ability damage? Search for clues. Hawthorne's terminal mentioned. Okay, so we gotta go back there and talk for Hawthorne. Speak to... You and Pavarti found the cleanser you wanted. Check with her to see she's ready to go on her date. So I think we have to go back to...
Rizzo Spectrum.
Go back to the ship. Talk to Pavarti. Assuming I gotta talk to Vicar too, because I think I got what I needed. I think.
Sometimes I can hear Vickers saying prayers to himself. Sometimes I hear him cussing about tossball scores.
There's your soap.
Thanks, Captain. I'm gonna put these someplace safe. In her messages, Junlei said her mama used to make this dish for Monarch. Dustback casserole. Salt tuna and xenogold needle mushrooms. And then for dessert, there's a thing called, sweetheart cake. It's made with almond paste and wax gourds. There's gotta be some place in Stellar Bay that can bake a casserole. And I heard tell there's a Rizzo's town near there called Cascadia, what specializes in sweets.
Alright. Well, we're gonna be heading there. Figure it out.
Thanks, Captain. I know I'm asking an awful lot, but I'm sure it's gonna be worth it.
Alright, so Vicar.
Got it. His name is Reginald Cheney, and he joined a sublight salvage crew. Only he's not listed on the return manifest. Must have made landfall somewhere he wasn't supposed to. Ah, yes. Here. There's a domicile on Monarch in Fallbrook, rented to the same bit card he used to buy his seat on the salvage ship. I should have guessed. What better place to lay low if you wish to avoid the authorities?
You hesitated there, Vicar. What aren't you telling me?
Oh, it's nothing. I suppose I really didn't have much faith in actually finding him. Was a bit of a long shot, wasn't it?
Seems awfully convenient.
I admit it was a bit of a long shot, but when you've spent as many hours as I have in contemplation of the universe's secrets, you sometimes get a sense for these things.
Sounds good. Let's go. Ellie. I think you just have a regular gun. Yeah, we'll do the recover health. I like that. Vicar. You got the flamethrower. I think it's weapon damage, though. When Max is in your party, you and your companions deal to... yeah. Sam? Not sure what to do with you, Sam. Range damage, armor, negative reputation per kill. Sure. Tech ops, reset ability, champion ability, reload speed, damage, mechanicals, sure. Nope, I was gonna look at the journal. Track down Reginald Cheney. Fallbrook on Monarch. Alright, so we got Monarch. Stellar Bay's on Monarch. Okay, I gotta look at my logs. That's Monarch. Latest Halcyon, Helen, Aetherwave ready to watch, speak with, 8. Okay, afterwards. View, isn't it? Like you said, there was something for me. Hawthorne's terminal mentioned searching the black market vendors on Groundbreaker and Fallbrook. Apparently, he had success in the past finding rare items. Purchasing old logs or data archives from these vendors might lead to clues about where to find the more powerful science weapons. Alright, well, we're heading to the Monarch, so... Good. That's where pretty much everything's taken me. Monarch it is. Warning, dangerous. A Stellar Bay.
We are now in orbit above Stellar Bay, Captain. No blockade is a match for my piloting skills.
Something busted, Captain?
You met the automechanical clanking around the ship?
Oh, you mean Sam? He's just the sweetest, ain't he? A real charmer, my dad'd say.
You given him a nickname yet?
Nah, but I've been thinking on one. Gotta get to know him better, I think. Maybe ask him what he prefers. It ain't nice to give folks a nickname without him giving you the okay first, you know? Of course, that don't stop Felix.
Gotta talk to these people, make sure if anybody wants to come with. No, not here. Where she's taking to take a bath for June Lee.
Good to see you, boss.
How'd you end up on the Groundbreaker?
Didn't I tell you? I'm secretly the chairman's orphan child, abandoned at birth in the back bays.
You were raised by a pack of sprats, right?
That's right. Can't get anything past you, boss. Honestly, before you picked me up, I was living in the back bays. Spent my whole life up there, watching ships roll in and take off. Always wondered when my ship would come. I was what folks on the Groundbreaker call a stowaway. Means I was invisible. Life carried on for everybody else, but not for me. I had to make my own way.
You were a stowaway?
That's what they called us. Orphans with no family, no company to take us in, nowhere to go but the back bays. The word's a touch kindlier than rung leech, but the meaning's just as clear. If you can't support your own self, you don't deserve to be on the Groundbreaker.
How did you manage?
Same way we all do. Look for work and hope somebody would give me a shot. Hauling boxes was about the only work I could find. Hated every second of it. Foreman and I never got on.
Right, the incidents with the tallest ball stick.
Could be I was overreacting. A better man might have turned the other cheek. Exercised a little bit of that, what's the word? Restraint? But on the other hand, broadsiding the jackass with a tossball stick, that felt good. That felt real good. You ought to try it.
If we have a disagreement, I expect you to be civilized.
Oh, I can do civilized. Proper civilized, too. Genuflecting and everything. I caught a real lucky break. If you hadn't picked me up, I'd still be back at the docks, waiting for the day my ship arrives.
Glad you're not wasting your life hauling boxes.
Yeah. I guess my ship did arrive in the end. I've got you to thank for that. Thanks for listening, boss. Let's get going.
Something on your mind?
We're gonna work together. I'd like to know more about you.
I'm a surgeon by training and a pirate by inclination. Not much else to know, Captain. I like long walks on the promenade and the smell of Spacer's Corona. I make a mean zero-G cocktail and I've got a meaner right hook.
It's a zero-G cocktail.
It's a mix of whatever you've got on hand. Usually zero-G brew with some Spectrum vodka if you're lucky, purple berry shake if you're not.
Effective, I like it.
I'll make you one sometime. If you don't enjoy it, I'll make a few more until you do.
You much experiencing contracting out with other captains?
Sure do. Some of it was even legal.
What's that supposed to mean?
There's a lot of business that goes through the Groundbreaker. Some of it's board-authorized freight hauling, and some of it's not. I've done all types of work with all kinds of crews. If there's one thing you ought to know about me, it's that I won't tell you your business. Your ship, your way.
Sounds reasonable.
Glad to hear it. It's worked for me this long.
Hoping to more personal about you.
Well, my blood type is AB positive. I'm a Leo, and I despise Space Hospital. Never mind what anyone else tries to tell you. That about covers it.
Where are you from? How'd you get in this line of work?
Aw, come on. That stuff's boring.
Reflecting.
Look, the thing I've learned about living in close quarters is that you've got to give people room to breathe. I'm all for making a few bits together and having fun doing it, but let's keep a little professional distance.
All right.
No complaints here.
Dr. Vicar.
Yes, you caught me ruminating again. Guilty as charged. What's occupying your thoughts?
Really nothing. Get out the ship. The Vicar and Felix. I'd like to hear dialogue between these people to see exactly what they say to each other. Ellie and him doesn't seem like they're going to get together or go together very well. A little bigger area. Here to see that. It's basically put in my captain's thing. Ooh.
Hey, hold on there. I gotta sign you in.
All right.
Don't think I've seen you around. That means you must be new to Stellar Bay. You are new here, right?
Seems surprised.
You must have seen those UDL gunships on your way in. There's only 3 of them these days. Still, they tend to scare folk off.
What are they doing out there?
You may not have heard, you being new, but Stellar Bay hardly ever gets off-road traffic. us being cut off by the board and all. Which means I never get to do this part, but I've been practicing, so here goes. On behalf of Monarch Stellar Industries, welcome to Stellar Bay, home of the freshest sal tuna in Halcyon. Please state your name for the records.
Alex Hawthorne.
Swell. There's one for the logs. I'm even gonna give you your own entry code. I'm not supposed to do that. It's against procedure, but Mr. Sanjar isn't so strict about the rules here. Besides, I got a lot of empty entries to fill.
Celeber really that isolated?
We don't get ship traffic in town. Only off-worlders who do make it out here are sublight. They got a base in Fallbrook. And thank the stars for them, or we would have run out of Rizzo's Purple Berry Crunch years ago.
You're not what I expected to find on Monarch.
Oh, that'll just make Mr. Sanjar's day if you tell him. The board makes up lots of nasty stories about raptidons and cannibals and whatnot. But that's all outside our walls. Mostly.
Did he just say raptidons and cannibals? I can't wait.
Are you saying the board's been lying about this place? He just said that.
Oh, sure. They make Stellar Bay sound like a rotten place, but it's not so bad. Get a good breeze going, and the sulfur smell mostly covers up the fishy smell.
Ah, the nostalgic stench of home. Can't say I miss the day-to-day of living in Edgewater.
Anyway, Mr. Sanjar's got lots to say on that subject. Kinda goes over my head, though. Mr. Sanjar will be mighty pleased to meet you. If you see him over at headquarters, maybe you could tell him I did a bang-up job of welcoming you? Oh, and if you're headed that way, maybe you could do me a favor?
Depends. What is it?
I got this Rizzo's Rangers tossball poster coming in on the next sublight shipment, signed by the Black Hole himself. Only I haven't heard anything in a while. You think you could check with Celia to see if it's come in?
Who's the Black Hole?
Boss, come on. Black Hole Birdie, the Hole Meister, the Hack Attack.
That's Bertie Holcomb, only one of the greatest tossball hackers ever. Everyone's heard of him, even on Monarch. We still get some of the games. You been living in a sulfur pit or something?
Actually, I've been in hibernation for decades.
Oh, you're real funny. Guess I don't feel so bad for missing what goes on in the rest of Stellar Bay.
Sure, I can ask about your poster.
Thanks a bunch. Celia works for Mr. Sanjar in the MSI building next to the bar. She's always there, so you can't miss her.
Alright. Club.
Well, well. Isn't often we see new folk in Stellar Bay. First drink's on me, stranger.
I thank you. Thanks.
Enjoy. If you plan on sitting through Nyoka's stories, you might could use a few.
I could use a few and telling them myself.
Now what can I do for you?